First off, Tammy got, what is that called? Shut down? Canceled? Banned? I hate that word, though. The banned word. There's no such thing as banned on YouTube, by the way, Eli. You don't get banned on YouTube. She could create another channel today. Today. It won't have monetization on it, but she could do the same thing she was doing. And she will grow overnight, unlike yourself. She will grow overnight, making a new channel. Nobody's banned on YouTube. They call it a perma-ban. We used to have that term back in the day, Eli. I guess you said you've been here for 6 years. I've been here for almost a little around 3 times that, maybe more. There's no such thing as a perma-ban. There was this guy on here some 15 plus years ago. His name was Casey Nunez. No, I'm not dropping docs. That's his actual channel name today, if you want to go look at it. He was the one that I used to battle with all the time. All the time. It turns out that we're not friends, but now we're not enemies either. So we met in the middle over a decade, and we just leave each other alone. Long fucking story there. Don't worry about it. I'm not getting into that. I just gave you what you needed for that. But the point is that everybody tried to shut him down, and they celebrated it by saying he was perma-banned. The only perma-ban there is AdSense. That's the only one. You can. Why do you think, like, Brian made 3 channels? He can never be perma-banned. And if those 3 channels got shut down, he could just make a new one. Flex made 2. If both of those get shut down, he can make another one. So, Eli, I saw your little fucking post about she's been banned, perma-banned, banned forever. She's off forever. No, nobody is. That's not possible. You can't do that. You don't need personal information to make a fucking channel, you dumb fuck. What you need is some fucking sense before you start spewing the shit that comes out of your mouth. So maybe you get some credibility someday. That unrealistic thing in your head that tells you that you're being realistic is what people are trying to point out. What you've chosen to listen to is yourself, which is, I think, what got you into this mess. Now, you say that Tammy got shut down because she did copyright infringement or it was whatever you said it was. There's been like 3 or 4 words rolling around out of your mouth, other people's mouth. Whatever it was that got her shut down, you all but took credit for it. And you're trying to fucking squeeze around that because you know this shit's not going to vote well for you. Here's why I say that. If you are going to take credit for shutting down somebody's channel, you had better goddamn know all the people that followed her are... It's not that they were ever going to give you a choice, but not to have you see they don't like you. But now that it's not that they don't like you anymore or respect you. It's that now you have no credibility on top of the credibility that you already lost. I mean, how many times are you going to stab yourself in the fucking leg with a knife? It's like, dude, we're tired of watching somebody that literally goes on and on and on about it's raining in the box. A new term to me, by the way, but raining in the box. In other words, when you're live, they gloat about how many they got in the box. I love it when people do that. Be careful when you do that, Eli. You got pissed off about it in your last live and live before that when you said, now how can I have 200 in the box? I need another one. He was asking for people to vote on something. I forget exactly what it was because he's always paranoid, and basically I'm looking over his shoulder more than he is when he's walking. I'm like, what is he looking for? He keeps doing this. And we see in the camera that there's nobody behind him. There's not even any bushes. There's nowhere to hide. But we're still looking, aren't we, guys? We're like, what is he paranoid of? I mean, honestly, I know there's a lot of people that have said that they would come out and do something to you, but in an open field? What do you think this is? Call of Duty in the real life? That there's snipers or something somewhere? But let me get back to what I was saying. When you talk about making it rain, and the box is full of viewers, I think it's great that people notice that people are watching. But know this, Eli, when nobody's commenting, unless you got the same 2 or 3, and sometimes it's only 2, sometimes it's only 1, you might want to consider the fact that if you got 200 in the box, and 1 or 2 people are commenting, that means approximately 198 people are cardboard cutouts. Some people call them bots. So somebody asked me in the comments, now, they really don't understand why somebody would throw bots in his live views. It's like, well, that's easy. And I put my comment on my last video. This is old school shit. When somebody buys you views or buys you live views, and they know you can't support it, your channel is not going to support it with the likes or the comments, because it has to be a trifecta. You need all three to at least be somewhat similar. I mean, somewhat. I mean, I could get 1,000 views a video and get 50 comments or 60 comments. That's really not similar. But it does show that, there's some reality that a lot of people are just watching out of nowhere. And I also saw somebody say that in another video about, I get it was a car guy that I like. I'm not going to mention him. But there's a car guy. He does nothing about this, but he's really getting aggravated because he's got like 270,000 subs, and he's getting like more views than he's got subs. And he's really, I don't know if he's playing or if he's being real when he says, somebody needs to tell me this. Why is it that I'm getting more views than subs? Why aren't people subbing me? If you're watching, please sub, share, and subscribe like all these people say. I'm like, well, it's simple, dude. My wife, she watches YouTube. She doesn't have an account. You can watch YouTube and even comment without an account. Did y'all know that? It just shows up at numbers. Weird. It looks funny as fuck. It's a very strange little thing. There's nobody home. There's actually somebody watching, but there's no channel. It's like, I'm not going through the trouble of making a channel just to watch you. That's what it is. It's off the homepage of YouTube itself. You type in something, and boom, you see different videos pop up. You scroll down till you see a face you like or a subject that you think you like in the title. You watch it, you move on. You don't even remember who it was. And that's what it is. Eli, that's not what you got. That is not what you got. Because I've noticed something with your viewers, your cardboard cutouts. You're the only one that has the same 1 or 2 comments per live. You're the only one. Nobody else does what you do. You are a very unique user in the fact that you can pull that off and still save face and have enough courage to come up here on YouTube and not be embarrassed by it. Now, that's what you call your business model. This is what you flag Tammy for fucking with your business model. If anything, I would say that star, which you can't copyright a star. It's a symbol. Maybe the words inside the star. But if that is your business model, is that star, if anything, she was pumping you up and you just fucked her. Why would you do that? That was a free promo for your channel. Just like Pedro Wolby says, the guys that got their balls in your mouth, those guys, they even said that about their hair. It's like, they even thanked me for it when I kept on tagging them in videos and bringing up their name. It's like, well, thanks for the free advertisement. It pissed me off a little bit because he wasn't wrong. Eli, he wasn't wrong. I knew he was going to get advertisement out of that. The difference was I didn't care. Because I knew what I was doing before I did it. There's no way he's not going to get something out of me saying something about him. There's no way. First of all, his followers, they're going to be the first ones. They're going to be like, oh, somebody else is talking about Pedro. Look at this. We got to go watch. Pedro will Pedro's going to live rent free in everybody's head over what I did. And that's what you're doing. Not Dawn, sorry about that. That was me. I did that. Tammy, and that was an accent because Dawn's Eli's girlfriend's name. And that was not an implication. I got to clear that up. I don't want that getting shit stirred. But I was thinking about my next subject, and that was it. So that's where it came from. But Tammy was promoting your channel, Bob. I call you Bob because you're like Bob's Road. You lead to nowhere. So Tammy was actually promoting your channel. And you didn't even fucking notice it, did you? You ever heard that term? Like Robert Reese? Robert Reese knows this very well. There's no such thing as bad publicity. It doesn't exist on YouTube. The more shit that people say about you, probably even more so when it's bad, the more people that are going to watch. They love car accidents. They love drama. They love hate. They love watching somebody get exploded and do this walking down a trail like all paranoid and shit. I'm half tempted to say you do that shit on purpose. Nobody could be that paranoid and actually walk outside during the day. You remind me of one of those guys that would go outside in a dark black coat with a cloak in the night and do your videos under a tree, behind a wall, under a roof, just to make sure nobody could see you. Even when you're trying to be public on YouTube, you don't want to be seen in public outside your own house. What are you worried about? Anyway, that doesn't matter. We're all worried about something. You can actually get shot these days. There's all kinds of mass shootings, so I get that. But I'm pretty sure in an open field like that's the last place somebody with an automatic weapon is going to go, this is a good soft target. I'm just going to start shooting bushes. And if there's somebody out there in the middle of nowhere, they're going to get hit too. That would be you, Eli, or is that what you think? I guess it is. I guess your cardboard cutouts are coming to life for you. Are those your new imaginary friends? So I think it's bullshit what you did to Tammy, because if you're going to attack something, I thought it was a known rule. You don't attack a channel. And if you do attack a channel and get it brought down, you sure the fuck don't gloat about it. Why would you gloat about that, Eli? And I know you said something to the effect of, well, I don't know exactly what happened. It could have been anybody. It's like, nah, bruh. It was you. It was you. It was 110 you. The only reason you said that was because you want to make sure it's concrete before you do take credit for it. Because I think it might be sinking into you now. Tammy can still make a new channel, and she'll get her support back real fast. Nobody's going to give a fuck about you if you get shut down. You're going to be sunk. You have to start off in a new community with new content. I already told you this, but you've decided to listen to the bushes and those voices in your head. You know, the ones that are telling you to do things that you shouldn't be doing, like making those videos. Anyway, so Tammy, you got her shut down. We all know this. You can't hide. Your best thing right now is to hope that it stays that way so that you can take credit for it, because if you take credit for it and she comes back and wins her appeal and takes you to court and wins that, then you can say, well, I don't know what happened. I'm an innocent person. I would never do anything like that. I'm a professional businessman. I'm a professional coach. I stand for the people and I love and care about everybody. So you got to make a bipolar choice, man. Which is it going to be? So you decided, well, I'll wait and see what happens with Tammy first before I decide to shoot myself in the other foot. Because your other foot's been shot. You got it banded. It's almost healed. You're like, ouch, that hurt. Don't want to do that to my other foot. Unless I actually have to. Well, I got news for you. You're going to have to. Because whether or not Tammy's channel comes back up or she creates a new one, you're still faced with the fact that everybody knows what you did. You attacked a channel instead of a character. A person's personal character is what you attack. Not their docs, not their kids, not their family, unless you bring theirs up first. And then it goes back and forth. And anything's on the table. Everybody knows this. You can attack anything you want as long as it's on the table. If Dawn came out and said something about me, I'd say something about her. She never said nothing about me. As a matter of fact, she supported me at one time. I didn't even thank her for it. It's like not my job to thank people for supporting me. They don't need my praise. If they meant it, then it stands. People see that. I don't need to praise people for doing that. I remember who did do it, though. I'll always remember who did do it. I mean, who doesn't, right? I mean, that's a lot of support coming from that corner. Eli, you see, that's the problem. You don't have that. You don't have it from any corner. You got 2 channels on there. Nobody knows who the fuck they even are. Nobody understands what's going on your channel besides you. They don't understand. Why would you leave your channel go every day like that? Why would you walk down a paranoid trail of psychosis or whatever the fuck that's called in California? It ain't called that here. Over here we call that dum-dumville. So you make your own choices, obviously, but have you considered the fact of looking at yourself in the mirror? What I mean by that is your own videos. Play them back. Watch them like we do. We were really trying to figure out if you actually stuck your tongue into a light socket or if you're just born this way. That's what we want to know. Were you born this way? Because I actually feel kind of bad saying what I say about you sometimes because I don't know if you can defend yourself or not. I didn't realize that you were this like fucking jellyfished. It'd be like, being really mad at the kid next door because he keeps on leaving his toys in my yard, or he keeps yelling and screaming, and he's a little weirdo, and it's just annoying as fuck all the time. I'm trying to have a barbecue, and he's screaming over the fence and yelling, and then I find out that he's got like something going on that he can't control, and then I feel guilty for being mad at him and screaming back at him, and telling his mom, "Hey, keep your kid quiet," when the whole time he couldn't. There was something going on up there. There was something going on. He couldn't help it. It was just the way he was born. You can't always know that. I think that's what we're trying to figure out. Eli, is this the way you were born? Or did you do some of that to a light socket with your tongue? Recently, actually. I would say it would be more recently, because I think as a kid, if you did that, your hair wouldn't be growing in so good on your face. You'd have scars and shit. Was that recent that you did a light socket, or were you born this way? Eli, you're going to have to come clean with us. All of us, everybody, A to Z, across the board. The 2 cardboard cutouts that are commenting on your lives don't count, because apparently, as you would put, they got paid to be there. That's what it looks like anyway. I don't know what you're paying them, though. What are you paying them with? Fuzzy microphones? I really don't know. I mean, that was kind of a joke, but it's kind of real. I mean, I don't understand what you're doing there. And all those views that you get, what are those doing there? You're not getting paid for those. What are you getting, a couple cents off a click per month or something? I don't know how that works, because I skip all ads. I found an ad blocker that works. I'm sorry, I did. Oops. But I did. I mean, they killed the last one, the ad blocker. I guess you all know about that. They killed that one. But the new one, there's a way around that. Yeah. You know what's funny about that? It's on YouTube. The new ad block, the way you do it now. My God, man, there's always a way to get around shit. Anyway. So, Eli, I don't know what you're doing, man. Do you think you're going to come out of this on the other side looking pretty? You think you're going to start looking like a coach, start looking like a real businessman, when the only thing you're doing is fucking taking other businesses down? No, dude, that's not capitalism. When you take another business down, that's because you're better than them. That's because you got a better product. You shut them down because your prices were better. You had a better staff, better trained employees. You had a better business model. And you shoved it right up your competitor's ass. What you're doing is cheap. That's a cheap shot. That is a cheap shot. That's like saying, well, their garbage cans are a little overfilled in the back, and that goes against, the labor board. So we're going to have to do something. I'll just keep on calling them, and eventually I'll get them shut down for 2 weeks for having their garbage cans a little overfilled, because they don't have enough employees to empty those things out. They're too busy at the front counter trying to make a profit to stay, open as honest business people. Eli's the guy that's going to call from across the street and say, "Get off my lawn!" You got no respect, man. A real businessman doesn't shut down another business because they do something that he doesn't like. They shut down his business by being better than that business. That's capitalism. Be better than them. Now, I know there's some fucking tycoons in the world, some big tycoons, that actually have lawyers that do find loopholes and shut down businesses illegitimately. Understood. That's not the world that we're here on YouTube, though. We are very small tykes. We don't have those games. What we have is a little bit of respect, and that goes a long way. And I think the golden rule in this playground is do not fuck with somebody else's channel. It just shows that you're weak. If you want to shut their channel down, you're going to laugh about that or think it's about time. How many times have that been said about you, Eli? So are we supposed to think that it's funny when you get shut down and rejoice about it? I'm sure a lot of people will take a breath and go, "Oh, finally." I don't know anybody that would just say, "Oh, God, he lost his business. Good. Fuck him. I hope he goes broke," or shit like that. Like, what did you say? Well, I wouldn't want to see that happen to anybody. I love everybody. Dude, you don't love yourself. How you going to love anybody else? I don't know how you are with your wife. I don't give a fuck. Ain't none of my business. As far as I know, you are who you are. You are what I see on YouTube. That's who I know. That's what I know. Whatever I see on YouTube goes. I don't make shit up in my head and say, "Well, I'll bet there's a problem behind the scenes. I'll bet this and I'll bet that. And you're not cleaner. Your clothes are funnier. You got big titties, Eli. You got man boobs." I'm like, honestly, he could be wearing a man bra. He could be making that shit so people talk to him and watch him and get more views that way. Because they think he's weird. They think he's a fucking circus freak. We don't know what he's up to, guys. Other than the fact that he takes cheap shots. That is not a character thing that I'd like to have. I wouldn't want to take cheap shots at anybody because that shit's going to show. And Eli, I think that's where your audience fell off the cliff and landed on a bunch of nails. I don't think any of them want to take that route again. I don't even think you'd want to take that route again. As a matter of fact, you said it yourself. Now, I'd like to give a shout out to Brian for his last video about you. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. Brian knocked it out of the park. I like it when people keep it real like that. Brian's always kept it real. I don't agree with everything he says. Some of the subjects, I actually don't care about the subjects. But when he does, I'll shoot that out. See, I told you guys that because I'm not going to knock him after saying what he thinks. That's what Brian's doing, saying what he thinks. He's saying what he thinks. He's not lying to anybody. He's not making anybody lose money. Eli, you are. You lost a lot of people money as bad as Pedro did. I know it's controversial. It's how I feel. We had some proof on that. Called Glitchgate. People lost money on that. But regardless, Eli, I just want you to think about this tonight when you're walking down that dark trail. Trying to figure out who you are. Look deep inside yourself and tell yourself this. Who am I? Oh, I got a way to find out. I'll just go on YouTube with all those thousands of watch hours and watch myself back. Best way to do it, man. Best way to do it. Go watch yourself back and see what you think about what you said. Think about your past, what happened since day one. Are you any better off today than you were on day one? What'd you do, get AdSense? Made you feel like a man? A business? What business? What business? Excuse me. What business? That's not a business. Having AdSense is not a business. They could revoke that at any second, and you can't do shit about it sometimes. You may have done that to Tammy. Why would you feel good about that? Why would you say it's about time about that? All you had to do was not listen to her. You could have turned her off, dude. It's called the on and off button. Why didn't you do that? Let her be. Let her do her thing. You let it get to you. And that makes you the worst person on YouTube when you let the haters, as you would call it, get to you. You did that, Eli. And that's why they still hounding you. Because that they know they got somebody that'll listen to them. And that's you, Eli. You say you don't listen, but you bitch about it every day. So first off, last off, second off, whatever you want to call it, I want to say, Tammy, sorry what happened to you. I was looking forward to the live on Saturday at 7. Looks like that's a no-go. Tammy got shut down. Y'all can thank Eli for that. Way to go, Eli. You did it again. You just got to fuck up everybody's good time, don't you? Jesus Christ, just turn the channel, dude. Or go find a new channel to open up. You still got your AdSense, man. Your feelings ain't going to be hurt somewhere else. Lie to somebody else. Open that shit up somebody else. Write a new book about your life. Be a coach somewhere else. Just do it right this time. You learned what not to do. Now go do it right somewhere else. Nobody's going to buy your shit here. We don't want to buy your cookies. We don't want your cookies, Eli. All right, so take your cardboard cutouts. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. All right? Anyway, what did I hit? I'm going to do an Eli. Oh, I can't see without those on. 23. That's good. I'm down with that. Felt like 35. Time flies when you're having fun. Twerp out.